everybody. Welcome to the GreenBiz studio. I'm Katie Ryan, Director of Sustainability here at GreenBiz, and I have Paige Janson with me today. Paige is the Chief Operating Officer at ENGIE Impact. Hi, Paige. Welcome to the GreenBiz studio.
Hi, yes, thank you for having me.
Well, I thought we could just start off with a little bit more about your background and role at ENGIE Impact. Tell me what you're up to these days.
Yes, thank you. So I have been with NG Impact for almost 18 years now. I've had a variety of different roles in our analytics team and our client and our sales organization, and most recently have been the Chief Operating Officer over our carbon and data management organization, helping large and global companies extract data in order to help track their decarbonization efforts.
You guys have been doing data measurement and management well for a long time. And I am so interested in what you're working on now, specifically related to helping organizations go from strategy setting to actual implementation. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. So we know that data is absolutely critical for building a strategy, and you can't determine where to start when it comes from building a strategy and being able to goal set without having clean, accurate, and reliable data. And many companies that we work with come to us and say, I have stakeholder pressure. I'm seeing my peers in the market setting goals and making movements when it comes to ESG reporting and targets. And I don't know where to start. And so having reliable data, understanding the envelope and perimeter of data that you need, not just to be able to set a strategy, but also to think about how you move that strategy into actionable projects, initiatives, KPIs, areas of measurement are very critical as we see clients build a strategy, come back with a beautiful PowerPoint deck, and then say, where do I start next? And data has the ability to be very broad and very inclusive, but it also has the ability to be very narrow and very tactical and critical when it comes to setting baseline targets, understanding where you want to go, and then looking at the different measurements, like I said, projects and initiatives that you want to put in place to begin implementing along that decarbonization strategy. So the role of data is not just something that's at the beginning, and it's not just something at the end. It's something that you have to have wrapped through and woven into your decarbonization implementation efforts as you move forward.
Well, and that is no easy feat. I talk to many organizations who are struggling with this, and I was curious, what struggles are you hearing from your different partners who are trying to use data management and measurement and decarbonize their organization? Yeah, what are you hearing the most from people?
Yes. So, a few challenges that we hear when it comes to specifically data collection, a lot of it is they don't know what kind of information they need to have right away. Or it could be that data is in so many disparate resources. So while we are advancing in technology around data capture, so there's so many neat innovations that are out there in the market. When you think of the Internet of Things and being able to capture real-time energy consumption or geospatial data when it looks to scope 3 and looking at transportation routes and supply chain. I mean, so much is becoming electronic, but there is still a method of manual data entry that's required. And so not being able to have that full comprehensive list of data is important. And we see a lot of clients that will try to do a lot of this, will move through kind of reporting and building that inventory, and then realize that they're missing a key piece, or maybe even a year later or 2 years later realize that there was another data set that they left behind. And so that's probably one of the biggest challenges that we see in terms of data collection. When it comes to just feeling confident about reporting, I think one of the things that we see is clients start down this path of reporting and don't always bring together all of the stakeholders inside of an organization. So you would be amazed at how far reaching ESG decarbonization efforts are inside of companies. And we've talked a lot about how this is not a snap-on or a bolt-on body of work. This really needs to be embedded within the organization, and how important it is to align on what we want to get out of a program, what kind of results we want to achieve, who's responsible for tracking and gathering this information, and how are we checking in and holding ourselves accountable. And the role of data in all of those stages is important, but also making sure that all those stakeholders are aligned and ready to go at the beginning to make sure that you have complete buy-in to have a positive outcome on the program.
I agree. And that is a lot of work. And it's good to know that people don't have to rely on just a spreadsheet anymore. Thank
Yeah.
goodness. Too many pieces of data. I am interested also in like what's bringing you hope? What's exciting you about this space right now? We all have a lot of work to do, but I'm curious what you're seeing as something that is kind of lighting you up lately.
Yeah, I think it's such a great point because this industry is rapidly evolving and technology is changing. I mean, the ability to do different projects at locations, the different options you have for renewable purchasing, all of it is very fast paced, and it can feel like you're left behind pretty quickly. And we have companies that we've worked with on these topics for 10, 15, some even 20 years. And it's amazing how rapidly things have changed. And I will also say, too, it can be incredibly frustrating and it can be kind of demoralizing in a way when you see advancements made or you find errors in reporting. And we recently did a survey, our 2023 net zero survey, that told us that only 12% of companies believe that they are going to be on target to achieve their goals. And that's a pretty tough number. But what that shows me on the positive side is more of us than not are in the same boat in terms of needing more information, being able to collaborate and network and understand best practices and navigate this rapidly evolving space that we're in. And probably lastly, that you have a team of professionals and partners and clients and people that really want to change the world, that really believe that implementing this kind of tracking and measurement and changing the way, decarbonizing our operations is not just important for the world, but it's also important from a business sense that they can be hand in hand. And I think that's incredibly encouraging and shows me that this is here to stay.
I agree. And you're right. We are not alone in this. Well, Paige, it has been wonderful to have you in the GreenBiz studio. Again, everybody, you just heard from Paige Janson, Chief Operating Officer at ENGIE Impact. Paige, thanks again and see you later.
Thank you.